Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. Boy, it feels good to say that. It has been 690 days since the last time we saw Roseburg baseball take the field here on the radio. It has been a while since we've had the opportunity to call a Roseburg baseball game for you, and we're excited to do so on a wonderful afternoon here in the Umpqua Basin. Welcome in, everybody, to 541radio.com and The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, Douglas County's home for sports. I'm Joey Kieran, happy to be with you here for our Roseburg Disposal pregame show as Roseburg gets ready to start out this 2021 season against the visiting Crater Comets. Today's matchup should be, well, it'll be interesting. We'll learn something about both of these teams. First game of the year, and as mentioned, it has been a long time since we've seen high school baseball happening here in the state of Oregon. We look forward to seeing it here today, and thank you for tuning in for today's broadcast. Well, as we get ready to go, we want to remind you a few things about our coverage of Roseburg High School sports. You can, of course, always tune in and catch the games here on the radio and listen to it the, well, you could say old-fashioned way. But there's also our online stream that you can find at 541radio.com or head to YouTube and stream it on the Score homepage at you can stream it on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel there on YouTube and follow the action with us there throughout the entire season. Our plan is to be able to bring you Roseburg High School baseball throughout the entire season. We are checking in with road games for the Indians as they head on out to North Medford coming up this weekend, but also games planned for at Grants Pass and at South Medford. So there's going to be a lot of fun coming up, but it'll be an interesting season to say the least as we get to learn a lot more about some of these young players for Roseburg. Today, Crater coming in, also a team that's going to be learning a lot about themselves and not at a full strength, as it looks like many of the guys that we recently saw when Roseburg football was taking on the Crater Comets, not with the team so far here today. But we'll get a chance to catch up and learn more about this Crater Comets baseball team as well here today as we bring you a doubleheader of Roseburg baseball. Some fans starting to filter into the stadium here today as we do get an opportunity to have fans here, a limited capacity for the game here today at Champion Car Wash Field. And we are excited to have a little bit of the home flavor for you on the radio. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122 as we continue on throughout today's pregame show. We'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson here in just a few moments. I want to remind you that the game is streaming at 541radio.com and on the Score YouTube channel thanks to sponsorship from Renco General Contractors. They specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. We'll come back here in your Roseburg Disposal pregame show and talk with head coach Troy Thompson for the Roseburg baseball team when we return after this 2-minute break here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
We're back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show from beautiful Champion Car Wash Field on a gorgeous day here in the Umpqua Basin. And boy, it has been a long time since we've gotten to say that we get a chance to catch up with Roseburg baseball head coach Troy Thompson here. It's been so long, I'm stumbling through your name there, Troy. You've only been the coach I've worked with the longest here at Roseburg High School, and we get back out here and do this. I know last year very much a disappointment for you guys to not have a high school baseball season on this beautifully remodeled new field. You guys get out here for some practice. I remember stopping by, and I don't know if you think back to that and kind of remember what it was like going through early preseason practices and knowing now what we know, just what was to lie ahead before that group. But boy, what a wild year it has been for you guys. 2 years really since you've been out here doing it.
Right, yeah, you're exactly right. This is 2 years worth, and yeah, last year we got a grand total of 8 days or 8 practices here at the field before the shutdown happened, and that was obviously, heartbreaking and disappointing for all of us, and certainly our team we had last year with the amount of seniors we had, one of our larger groups and a talented group at that, and it would have been a real pleasure to have a season last year with them and allow that to unfold. But unfortunately, like so many other people and so many other things, we didn't get that opportunity. So we're lucky and feel blessed to be able to be here this year in whatever type of season this is going to be, as far as being a shorter season and some different opponents and things like that. But the good news is, like you said, we're out here and it's a sunny day on a beautiful facility, and we're excited for the chance to get out here and play some baseball.
Some online website that I looked up when I Googled days between certain dates said it was 690 days since you guys lost in the quarterfinals against Clackamas to today when we get things started this season. What have you guys been doing to try and get this group ready for today's game in that time in between, knowing that so much was kind of lost in the development process for these guys?
Well, that's just it, and not only our program, but every program at every school. Everybody's had to battle through what we've had to kind of been dealt. So here we are. Our kids have done a great job of staying active and staying busy. We have a tremendous amount of football players on this year's roster, and we share those kids. And so a lot of our kids were playing football here the previous basically 6, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it was or is. But in between that, we were able to get them out for some preseason workouts here this year. And last fall, we were able to get with them as well and have some days that we could do some baseball things. And last summer, they were able to play kind of an abbreviated local county type schedule that most of our players were able to compete in last summer. So they've been able to play some, but in regards to, high school type baseball, you're right. It's been a long time, and thanks for bringing up that Clackamas game. I remember that. I remember a lot about that for sure. That was and you're right. That's the last time we were on the field in a game situation here at the high school, and here we are again. It seems like it's been a long time, and you look back and it really has. So, like I said before, we're excited for the opportunity to have the season we have this year.
You mentioned facing a couple of different opponents this year. It's kind of got a feel of the old Southern Oregon Conference. Yep. We said that during football season. Crater tonight. I was thinking back. I remember the days when we got trips to go down to Anhorn Field and play the Crater Comets down there. But they come here today, looking at the schedule you guys have. Are you excited about seeing some of these old familiar names that you guys get to face off against?
No, absolutely. We had, tremendous games, early in my career, I guess, here when it was the traditional old Southern Oregon Conference. Your Ashland, Eagle Point, Crater that we'll be seeing this year. We were all part of the old SOC along with Grants Pass, South and North, and Klamath Falls way back in the day. So it's nice to be able to revisit and see some of those teams and reestablish those games. And Crater today is a tremendous opponent, and they've had tremendous success here the last several years in the baseball program at the 5A level. They played for the state championship and for a couple times and won one as well. And they're a very good quality opponent at any level. It doesn't matter between 5, 6, 6'4". Baseball is funny that way. It can be a real difference maker with who you see, and the number behind the A or in front of the A usually doesn't matter. So yeah, we're excited to see those teams again and have a chance to get on the field with them.
During the football season, we talked a lot about how they were using it as a spring practice kind of setting where they were working a lot of fundamentals, planning for the next fall season for them. For you guys, you do have a lot of young guys on this roster, a few seniors in there, it looks like. But, what's kind of the mindset going into this season? Obviously, they're keeping score. Like Coach Heiberger always says, you're keeping score, so we want to win. But at the same time, how much is this a developmental season for Roseburg baseball?
Well, absolutely. You want to play the game well, and you want to play it right and do the good things that you practice and put that in play during your game. So that part hasn't changed for us. We want to be competitive in all of our games and play well and practice well and do those things no matter what the season is or what they're calling it or how long it is or how many games we get. That hasn't changed. So we'll approach this season with that same mindset. Also, knowing that next year, hopefully, we'll be back in a more traditional season or role or league and that type of thing. But like we've all learned through all this, you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to play out. So we're going to approach this like a regular season that we've had and go after the games we have and are fortunate and lucky to have those games. So we'll approach it like that. But as far as our team is concerned, sure, there's always a lot of development and hopefully improvement and things like that go on. And that's not going to change whether we're playing this year or next spring or play 15 games or our usual 26, 27 with our endowment game that we usually get. So I'm looking forward to this year as much as any year, but it certainly has a different feel and a different flavor as far as the end of the year, no playoffs, that type of thing, just like any other sports are going through. So, but how we approach it doesn't change for us. We're still going to try to improve ourselves every day, and when we get a chance to play, obviously you want to play well and give your club the best chance they can to be successful.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, Joey.
And that was head coach Troy Thompson with us here during our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. They are exchanging lineups down at home plate as we get ready to go. Head coach Troy Thompson out there along with Jay Campbell from Crater getting our lineups passed along. We will get you a look at tonight's starting lineups. When we come back, we are counting down to the first pitch of the 2021 high school baseball season. Streaming live online at 541radio.com. Thanks to Rinco General Contractors and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Corbin, your shortstop today,
Welcome back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as the Roseburg Indians will take the field for the first time here in 2021. We will take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups as we wrap up the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. We'll first take a look at what's going to be coming up for the visiting Crater Comets. Leading things off for them at the top of the lineup is Jared Weber, and he is the shortstop. Followed by Brandon Tibbles, the second baseman. Batting third and pitching will be Hunter Chubb. In the cleanup spot is the DH, Caleb Randolph. Damon Kendrick is the first baseman, batting fifth, followed by Quay Lundeen, the catcher. Hitting seventh and playing in right field is Cameron Painter. Trent Schwab, the left fielder, will hit eighth, and rounding out the starting lineup will be Cole Eldridge, starting in center field for the Crater Comets. And the DH being utilized for starting third baseman Ryan Hill today. That is a look at the starting batting lineup for the Crater Comets. We'll look at Roseburg's starting lineup here coming up in the bottom of the first inning. As we get ready to go on the mound for Roseburg will be Dominic Tatone, a left-handed thrower for Roseburg, starting things off here in 2021. His battery mate behind the plate is Knox Hubbard. Out at first base, Evan Corbin. Sebastian Watson at second. Dawson Gillespie at short. Austin Takahashi at third. In the outfield from left to right, Carson Dunn, Logan Klopfenstein, and Garrett Zimet. That is a look at today's Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups, defensively and offensively for today's matchup. Behind the plate, I believe that is none other than Tom Nelson calling balls and strikes for us here today. A beautiful day for baseball here at Champion Car Wash Field. Our first pitch coming up for Dominic Tatone to begin the 2021 season. We'll bounce in for ball one. We are underway here in today's ball game, and thank you so much for tuning in for today's contest. 66 degrees here in Roseburg. That's probably out in the sunshine, a little bit cooler back in the shade with a consistent breeze coming through. Outside for ball two to start off the at-bat here for Jared Weber, the starting shortstop, right-handed batter. Crater in the orange tops, white pants here today. Both these teams sporting orange and black as their school colors. As a pitch upstairs fouled back into the netting here at Champion Car Wash Field. 2 balls and 1 strike for Dominic Tatone. Roseburg in the home whites here this afternoon. Game 1 of our doubleheader. White tops, white pants, black socks and sleeves. The caps black with the orange R on the front for Roseburg as another pitch taken away from the strike zone. Starting off a 3-1 count for Jared Weber, looking for something that he can drive or find a way on base with the base on balls, and he'll do so with a leadoff walk. A man on with nobody out for Crater as they get things started here. Crater with the orange tops, black numbers on the front and the back, outlined in white for Roseburg.
Second baseman number 24, Brandon Tibbles.
They got the orange script across the front that says Indians, numbers in orange on the front and the back, the button-up white tops for him here tonight. Always enjoy the uniform description. 1 on, nobody out after a leadoff walk. Tatone now going to pepper the strike zone there on the first pitch to Brandon Tibbles, the starting second baseman for this Comets team. I believe Coach Jay Campbell down there at third base coaching for the Comets. Hit and run on, and the ball fouled down the right field side towards the visiting bullpen. Out of play for strike 2 here against Tibbles as he swinging after a pitch that was a bit up there at the top of the strike zone. Probably could have let it go. Tests the arm of Knox Hubbard back behind the plate. It'll be interesting to learn more about these youngsters. I have not gotten a chance to see really any of these guys play before after skipping a year in 2020. Pitch upstairs with the off-speed for Tatone. For Roseburg, actually for Crater, taking a look at them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors on this roster, but more on that in a moment. Pitch outside, a 2-2 count. For those that maybe have put it all together, seniors here this year in 2021, last time they stepped on the field in uniform was when they were sophomores back in 2019. Their junior years getting skipped. 2-2 pitch, runner going again, throw high. The throw down to second in time and caught by Dawson Gillespie, the shortstop, to apply the tag. They will get Jared Weber trying to take second behind the plate. Knocks Weber. A perfect throw down to the bag. At the dish, it was a pitch high to make it a full count, but they clear the bases, catching the runner trying to take second. Two to 6 on the putout. Now the 3-2 pitch here for Tibbles. Grounds it to first, taken by Evan Corbin, who will run to the bag and makes the play himself for the second out. 2 down, base is empty as Roseburg gets the defensive stop. 2 down, and that'll bring up the starting pitcher for Crater today, Hunter Chubb, who will stand in. The third batter in the lineup for the Comets. Takes on the outside corner for strike one. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the development goes. I think you could look at some of the scores from high school baseball yesterday and understand that it is going to take a little bit of time before things really get going. First pitch, or excuse me, the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed for Chubb, and he finds himself with an 0-2 count. For Roseburg, still a fairly young team, 3 seniors on this squad. The 0-2 fouled back. Staying alive, Hunter Chubb. We'll have another look at another pitch here from Dominic Titone, Roseburg starting pitcher. A little shaky to start with the leadoff walk, but since then has settled in and seems to be attacking the strike zone. The 0-2. Ball fouled away again, stays 0-2. Roseburg seniors Garrett Zimet, Riley Straw, Troy Jones. Last time we saw them, Zimet was a guy that got a regular rotation. Riley Straw and Troy Jones, guys that were not out on the field too much. Really, it's Garrett Zimet is the one guy that we've seen a decent amount of. Logan Klopfenstein in there as well as a pitch high and away for a 1-2 count from Titone. Not a lot of the rest of this lineup seeing the varsity field for Roseburg High School. The 1-2. Just a bit outside, and it's a 2-2 count here. In the top of the first inning, scoreless ball game with nobody on. Leadoff walk to Jared Weber was erased after he was caught stealing second. 2-2 delivery here for the lefty, Dominic Titone. High with his off speed, and the count will go full, making him work for it, the 3-hitter Hunter Chubb. Full count pitch with 2 down and nobody on. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and that will wrap up things here in the top of the first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first after a half inning of play. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
General Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
And at shortstop is Jared Weber. Quay Lundeen is behind the plate, and on the mound for Crater is number 4, Hunter Chubb.
Copy. Welcome, everybody, back here for the bottom of the first inning. It is time now to take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. As we take a look at things for Roseburg, they will send out Austin Takahashi leading things off, the starting third baseman. No DH used today for Roseburg. Followed behind him is Sebastian Watson, the second baseman, batting third, playing at shortstop, Dawson Gillespie. The pitcher, Dominic Titone, will bat in the cleanup spot, followed by catcher Knox Hubbard. Garrett Zyman in right field. Hitting in the sixth spot, Evan Corbin batting seventh, playing at first base. Carson Dunn in left field, batting eighth. And rounding out the starting nine will be Logan Klopfenstein, the starting center fielder. That is a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup, your locally owned Bug Assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. They will face off against Hunter Chubb, a right-hander on the mound, facing the left-handed hitting Austin Takahashi, who takes low for ball one, and we are underway here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless ball game so far. One runner on for Crater in the first, but cleared off after caught stealing. Low and inside to Takahashi for a 2-0 count. Austin Takahashi for Roseburg, a sophomore. That means he wasn't even in high school the last time that Roseburg baseball was on the field in a quarterfinal loss against Clackamas in 2019. The 2-0 pitch to the lefty is in for a strike on the inside corner from Hunter Chubb. Look around the rest of the diamond for the Crater Comets here in this first inning. Takahashi flares one out towards left, going back out there over the top of the head for Trent Schwab. That'll roll all the way to the fence. Takahashi taking a turn at second, and out there, assistant coach that's Troy Thompson out there. Troy Thompson out there throwing the hand up saying, hold there, with a leadoff double for Takahashi here in the bottom of the first inning. Ropes it over the head of the left fielder for a stand-up double. One on with nobody out. And now it'll be Sebastian Watson who will bat next. First pitch to the righty is in for strike one. Watson, the starting second baseman. Big ballpark here, although it has shortened up a little bit. There's a pitch inside, high for a 1-1 count. Taking a look around the rest of the diamond, the battery mate for Hunter Chubb behind the plate is Quay Lundeen. Out at first, Damon Kendrick. Brandon Tibbles at second. Jared Weber at short. And Ryan Hill at third. Is the glove for the catcher. Throw down to third. Gets away. Taking the extra base, Takahashi gets in to third and then takes home on the throwing error. Roseburg leads 1-0. Aggressive base running there early on in this season. And Roseburg takes advantage. That'll be a passed ball, moving Takahashi to third, and then an error on catcher Quay Lundeen to bring unearned run for Roseburg so far here in the first inning. Pitch outside will even up the count at 2-2. 2-2 your count for Sebastian Watson with nobody on base. Roseburg leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Got jammed, sends it to second base, backing up for it. In and out of the glove for Tibbles, and he'll make a throw late to first. Early season jitters here after a long layoff. Starting to see a little bit of that pop up for the Comets. One on, nobody out. Sebastian Watson reaching in his first at-bat. That brings up Dawson Gillespie, younger brother of former Roseburg Indian, now an Umpqua Community College Riverhawk, Doran Gillespie. Dawson playing at shortstop today for Roseburg, batting with nobody out and one on. Already a 1-0 lead for Roseburg in the bottom of the first inning in our season opener. Pickoff move to first. Watson back in safely.
Number 9, Dawson Gillespie.
So we got the infield, Lundeen, Kendrick, Tibbles, Weber, Hill. In the outfield from left to right for Crater. Trent Schwab in left, Cole Eldridge in center, Cameron Painter in right. First pitch to Gillespie is going to ride inside, and they'll put him on with a hit by pitch. And Roseburg now has runners at first and second. Still no hit in this first inning.
The next batter, the pitcher, number 3, Dominic Tatone.
But they have taken advantage so far of Crater's miscues early on. Right-handed thrower Hunter Chubb on the mound facing a bit of a jam here with runners at first and second, nobody out. Batting is Dominic Tatone, the left-handed pitching and left-handed hitter. Fouls away the first pitch for strike one. That one will get out of the stadium here. Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. All turf on the infield and outfield and around the apron. Newly remodeled, Roseburg was scheduled to play their first season on the new field last year. Of course, things got canceled. Slipping on that turf and that ball hitting Tatone, he'll take the base. And that is one of those things that people will complain about with the turf field, is sometimes it can be slick. And that time it tripped up Hunter Chubb.
Roseburg, number 11, Jordan White. At the plate, the catcher, number 4.
So Chubb slipping on the delivery to home, beaning Dominic Tatone, loads the bases with nobody out. Pitch low for the first delivery now to another lefty in the lineup. Loaded with lefties this year, apparently, for the Roseburg Indians. It is your catcher, Knox Hubbard. He'll take for a 2-0 count from 2-0 count here from Chubb. Bases loaded. Rearing back and firing, Chubb will find the strike zone on a 2-1 offering. Hubbard, a junior, digs back into that left-handed box. Not wearing cleats on this turf field are the players. Inside, gets by the catcher, chasing it to the backstop, which is closer than it used to be, but not going to have a chance to make the play on the wild pitch. Sebastian Watson will score. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Gillespie goes to third, Tatone to second. 2-0 your score, Roseburg in front, and it's a 3-1 count for Knox Hubbard at the plate. Swing and a miss to make it a full count. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Still without a hit are the Roseburg Indians. Full count pitch from Chubb. High and away will load the bases. Actually, I've been saying without a hit. It was a leadoff double, I should say, for Austin Takahashi. So apologies on that one. I don't know why I missed that one.
Garrett Schultz now will run.
So one hit here so far in this first inning, but after that, you've had an error, hit by pitch, and a walk, bringing in another run, and bases are loaded with nobody out. That'll prompt an early visit out to the mound for head coach Jay Campbell to talk with his infield here from Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Also brought to you by our friends at Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. Game one of a doubleheader here today from Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg leading 2-0. Bottom of the first. Was talking about scores from yesterday. Yesterday, the first day for spring sports, our typical spring sports, playing in their usual time of the year. We count them as Season 3 sports here in 2021. But your baseball, softball, tennis, track and field, golf, lacrosse, all getting the opportunity to start holding competitions yesterday. And if you looked at baseball and softball scores yesterday, you could see that it's probably been a long layoff for a lot of players. And there were some big-time scores. I saw 30-0 in one, 20-0 in some baseball scores there. So we'll see how things continue to progress here today. So far, 2-0. Roseburg on top of Crater. Bottom of the first inning. First pitch strike against Garrett Zyment, the starting right fielder. Swings and a miss. Zimet finds himself down 0-2 in his first at-bat here in 2021. The lone returning, most experienced returning player, you should say, for Roseburg, as he fouls off a pitch to keep it an 0-2 count against Hub. Was a starting pitcher and did get to play some in the outfield back during his sophomore season for Roseburg in 2019. I do believe he was the starting pitcher in that final game of the year against Clackamas in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. He fouls off another one, as it looks like after the conversation on the mound, Hunter Chubb has decided, I'm throwing strikes and I'm going to see if Roseburg bats can beat me. Maybe that early double off the bat at Austin Takahashi making him a bit gun-shy. Now he's decided to attack the zone. Nobody out, bases loaded, and he hits Zimet on the top of the helmet. Breaking ball, didn't have the bite. That'll bring in a run. Making it 3-0. Roseburg in front with nobody out, bottom of the first.
Next batter, the first baseman,
Station to
7,
station. Scoring was Gillespie. Tatone goes to second. Tatone goes to third. Hubbard goes to second. Zimet now on at first. And it'll be up to the first baseman, Evan Corbin. See if he can keep this inning, the train going right along for the Roseburg Indians. Corbin taking the first pitch for ball one. For Crater today, some noticeable absences as a strike called against Corbin, 1-1 count. Some notable absences from their lineup. Looking at their roster, some football players not with the team here today. It's the 1-1 breaking ball, drops in for a called strike. Evan Corbin finds himself in a 1-2 hole. For Roseburg, if they did not have their football guys on the roster here today, they may not have been able to play. As a 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and a strikeout will record the first out of the inning for Hunter Chubb. One down, bases still loaded, and the eight-hitter Carson Dunn will step in. For Roseburg, if you are a football fan, you recognize a lot of these names from that roster. There's a foul tip back to the backstop for Dunn. On a fastball, tried to get around it on that inside corner. Dunn, one of them, a football player. It's the 0-1 pitch to him outside for a 1-1 count. Dunn, a wide receiver, defensive back. Corbin was a quarterback along with Dominic Tatone. They split time at that position. Dawson Gillespie, a receiver and linebacker, as a swing and a miss on a 1-1 off-speed pitch, well in front of it there for Dunn. So a lot of guys on that football field just last Friday night, just a couple of days ago. Logan Klopfenstein waiting on deck. He was one of them as well. A lot of these guys. Another off-speed pitch out in front of it was was Dunn, and Chubb will get his second strikeout here in the first inning.
Center fielder number 6, Logan Klopfenstein.
Roseburg's bottom of the third of the lineup right now. Out in front of a couple of pitches, unable to connect. First pitch, a called strike against Logan Klopfenstein, trying to get through only the lineup once here in the first inning. Chubb will try to record the final out with the bases loaded as Klopfenstein fouls off a pitch to fall behind 0-2. Also on the roster, Garrett Schultz, on the bench right now. He's a football guy. So quite a few of them on this baseball team here, playing football just 3 days ago. Well, maybe it was a couple more than that. 4 days ago. Ball in the air for Klopfenstein. Shallow right field. Charging, unable to get there is Cameron Painter. He'll knock it down. 2 runs will score as the throw comes back into the plate. At third base will be Garrett Zimet. Holding up there, scoring Dominic Tatone and Knox Hubbard. 2 runs in on a double by Klopfenstein, running all the way. Knowing that ball would be tough to get to in shallow right field. Painter, he didn't lay out for it, thought he could make it on the catch on the charge in, and just came up short. So we've got 2 more runs in. Roseburg on top, 5-0. Runners at second and third, and back to the top of the lineup. And that ball at first looked like it might have gotten Takahashi. It did not. Goes to the backstop. and holding will be the runners. At second, Kloffenstein. At third, Zymet. So through the lineup for a second, or for one full time, starting a second time, Roseburg leading 5-0. Takahashi batting for a second time after his leadoff double. Takes inside again. 2-0 count from the righty to the lefty. Takahashi over the head of the left fielder his first time up. This time pulls it down that first base side. Foul for strike one. Two-one pitch coming up here for Takahashi. Runners at second and third with two down. Bottom of the first inning. Roseburg up 5-0. Pitch high and away. And it'll make it a 3-1 count. Three-one from Chubb. Outside. And he'll walk another batter here to load things up. Two outs, bases loaded. Takahashi on base for a second time in the inning.
Next batter, number 2, Sebastian.
Takahashi at first, Kloffenstein at second, Zymet at third. Two away on a pair of strikeouts for Hunter Chubb. Sebastian Watson will bat. He reached on an error on a ground ball to second. Takes the first pitch for strike one. So far here in this first inning for Roseburg, Takahashi, Watson, Gillespie, Tatone, and Hubbard all scoring. The first five batters all getting on base to put up the 5-0 lead against Crater. Swing and a miss on a pretty good fastball there from Chubb. The 0-2 fouled back. Stays with that 0-2 count. Today's game is streaming again. If you maybe missed at the start of the broadcast, you can watch today's game streaming live for free online at 541radio.com or become a fan. Subscribe to the 1490 The Score YouTube page. Streaming a Roseburg baseball is brought to you by Rinco General Contractors. Another foul ball back to the net there for Watson as he tries to stay on the fastball from Chubb. Today's Roseburg baseball game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Nice breeze coming in here today. Don't have a flag up in the outfield to tell you which way it's blowing across the diamond, but my guess is that it is blowing left to right across the diamond. Probably blowing in a bit from that left field foul pole towards the first base side. Getting a good feel of it down in that visitor's dugout on the first base side for Crater. Pitch high and inside for a 1-2 count. And it's a 2-2 count now for Roseburg's Sebastian Watson. High, and it'll take it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here for Sebastian Watson. A bases loaded opportunity here with 2 away and a look back to second, but no throw for Hunter Chubb. Nobody covering the bag for him. Spin move back to second base. Got underneath it on the 3-2, popped in the air, foul territory, first base side, giving chase to the fence, and it's going to carry out of play. Out there, Kendrick, Damon Kendrick, chasing that one all the way to the wall, but that one just escapes the fencing down that first base side. You've got 320 down the left field line and right field line, 385 to dead center field here at Champion Car Wash Field. It's big, that's for sure. 3-2 pitch again, and it's ball 4 for Watson. That'll bring in another run for Roseburg. They now lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the first with 2 down. Scoring will be Garrett Zymet. Klopfenstein goes to third, Takahashi to second. Base is still loaded with 2 down. Breaking ball ends up low and outside here for Chubb. As Roseburg batting through their lineup for the second time. 12th hitter to the plate. Gillespie batting for a second time. He started a string of hit by pitches by Chubb. The 1-0 is high. Gillespie, Tatone, both hit by pitches. A walk to Knox Hubbard, and then Garrett Zymet hit by a pitch. Had a span of 4 straight batters there. 2-0 count here for the 3-hitter Gillespie. Gets underneath one and sends it out of play down that first base side. Newly remodeled here at Champion Car Wash Field. They've done turf everywhere thanks to sponsorship from Champion Car Wash. Big proponent of that was Umpqua Community College as they brought back their baseball team. Finally getting to utilize it here this season. As a soft liner gets over the top of second base for Gillespie. 1 run in, the second run will score, and from first, Watson will go all the way to third into second base on the throw in. Gillespie will take an extra bag. He drives in 2. Picks up a single, his first hit of the season. And Roseburg now on top, 8-0. Runners at second and third, and another visit out to the mound here for Crater's coaching staff. Watson at third, Gillespie at second. Scoring was Takahashi for a second time, and Logan Klopfenstein coming in to score as well. And I believe we'll have our first call to the pen here in 2021. 12 hitters to the plate for Roseburg in the bottom of the first inning. And 8 runners in for the Indians, with 2 outs still in the bottom of the first, and Crater making some changes. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll continue the bottom of the first inning here from Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg on top big on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
As we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field, Crater will have a new man on the mound. Taking over will be the center fielder, Cole Eldridge, a right-hander, will move from center to the mound, taking over for Hunter Chubb. Chubb in this first inning, he gives up 3 hits, and right now would be credited with 8 runs. He walked 3, struck out 2, and of course would be on the hook right now for a loss if the score stays where it is. But as mentioned before, it has been a lot of rust to knock off for these young players here in 2021. We'll see how Roseburg continues on through their season. So the defensive change brings the center fielder to the mound. Crater's center fielder holding his glove over his number for me, so that's helpful.
The batter, number 3, Dominic Tatone.
Dominic Tatone will be batting for Roseburg against the new man. And out in center field for Crater as they first pitch, a swing, and that ball got away from the catcher, but Tatone swinging at it, not making contact for strike 1. Hunter Chubb goes to center field, so they just swap places. Eldridge moves to the mound. Chubb takes over in center field. Strike taken to the lefty, Tatone, for an 0-2 count here from Cole Eldridge on a breaking ball there. Runners at second and third for Roseburg. Gillespie out at second. Watson at third. Roseburg leading 8-0. 2 outs. Ball high in the air out towards right field. Well struck by Tatone. This one going to the wall. Bounces off of the foul pole out there. Rattles around. Tatone racing for third. His 2 runs will come in. And Crater are throwing their hands up, trying to call for a ground rule double. It looked like that hit off of the foul pole and bounced back into play. And Crater then played it. Usually if you're going to throw your hands up, you got to let it sit. But that ball bounced and came back in play. So I'm thinking the right fielder, Cameron Painter, was going to call for a ground rule double because that ball got up over the fence and hit the foul pole, and they will move him back to second base. Tatone will go back a bag. A 2-out ground rule double will put Roseburg's pitcher, Dominic Tatone, at second after he drives in 2 more.
Jordan White will come in and run. The batter, number 4.
It'll be Jordan White, a sophomore, coming in to run for him. Ball well struck out there for Tatone. Watson scored and Gillespie scored. They both come in easily. It's now 10-0. Roseburg in front in the bottom of the first. And some clarification now. Getting I think Roseburg's coaches. Some conversations being had between the officials and our coaches. So it'll be a runner at second with 2 down. They don't change anything after the ground rule double called for Tatone. First pitch from Cole Eldridge is in for a called strike. So that means that'll put the final book to bed on Hunter Chubb. 10 runs total he allows. It's a pitch high and away. Evens things up at 1-1 here for Knox Hubbard, Roseburg's starting catcher. 10 runs total coming in against Hunter Chubb. 1-1. Called strike at the top of the zone there against Hubbard. So 2/3 of an inning for Chubb. Allowed 3 hits, 10 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not all of them are going to be earned runs, I don't believe. As a pitch high and away. 2-2 count. Although I think really only one of them would be an unearned run that inning. That would be Sebastian Watson, who had the ground ball to second, misplayed by Brandon Tibbles. Pitch inside, gets away. Runner will move up to third. That is White, courtesy runner for Dominic Tatone. Jordan White, a sophomore. Although I guess if you count that out on the error and then a couple of strikeouts, you probably have a few more maybe unearned runs this inning. Chopping at a high pitch, Hubbard airs this one right field. The wind playing with it. It will drop between 3 Crater players. Racing to second. The throw not going to be in time. Hubbard in with a double and another run scores. High fly ball, wind playing with it, charging in, trying to do the best they could. Painter, Chubb, and Tibbles all surrounding that baseball, but it falls between the 3 of them, bouncing off the turf. Coming in to score is Jordan White, running for Dominic Tatone. And it's another run in for Roseburg and another man in scoring position. 11-0 your score as Garrett Zimet stands in for a second time. Last time hit in the helmet on a breaking ball. Grazed off the top of his helmet to get him on base. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 outside on the fastball, a 1-1 count. Roseburg batting through the lineup a second time. They have now sent 14 hitters to the plate here in the first inning against Crater. A 1-1 from Eldridge is in the dirt for a 2-1 count. I have seen broadcasters make the point to let people know that it's not the actual dirt. Yes, it is all turf field here at Champion Car Wash, so using the term loosely. Ground ball, left side, picked up by the third baseman, Ryan Hill, and he sends it off target to first base, and another run will come in on the throwing error. Zimet will get to second, and Hubbard will score. That'll be your third error of this first inning for Crater. 12-0 Roseburg in front. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Strike taken now for Evan Corbin, who bats a second time. Struck out the first time he was at the plate, so he's looking to try and turn things around. You know he wants to get in on what everybody else has got going on. He chops one, sends it to right field, drifting back, and the catch is made by Cameron Painter. Well, unfortunately, Evan Corbin has the distinction of being the first and the third out in the inning. But it finally comes to an end there in the bottom of the first for the Crater Comets. Roseburg scores 12 runs here in the first inning, and they lead big against Crater. We'll be back after this 60-second break here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you.
Welcome you back for the top of the second inning. Roseburg on top 12-0. This is Joey Keyran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field on The Score. Dominic Titone will face the 4-5-6 hitters for Crater. First pitch, a swing and a miss by Caleb Randolph. The second pitch in the air to right field, and he's unable to find it. Garrett Zimet losing the ball out there. It's going to trail all the way into the corner, and Caleb Randolph will head for third. They will now put the burners on to go to the plate. That was not the right decision. And the tag made by Knox Hubbard as Randolph, the DH, had a ball to right field and saw that one get away a little bit on the relay throw in. A triple for him, but then cut down at the plate. And the first pitch now will miss to the next batter, Damon Kindreich. The 0-1-0 is swung on and missed for a 1-1 count. So that'll be 9-4-2 on the putout for Caleb Randolph at home plate after his triple to right field. First hit of the game for Crater. Second base runner they had on. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 in the dirt. Hubbard will throw down to first a little high, but able to get to it and step on the bag is Evan Corbin. For Titone, that is his second strikeout of the ball game. 2 down. And it'll be the catcher, Quay Lundeen, that'll stand in for the first time.
Next batter will be the catcher, number 12, Quay Lundeen.
2 down with nobody on base here in the top of the second inning. First pitch low from Titone. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Low and inside for a 2-0 count. Ball in the air to right field, not hard hit, charging in. Zymet won't get there, and that ball high off the turf, bouncing away. He'll chase it down the right field line. Into second will be Lundeen. And that is going to be one of the aspects of this new ballpark to figure out, is the bounce of the ball off of that turf. It is a springy turf out there still. And that ball charging in normally would have had probably a pretty good play on that for Zymet out there, the experienced right fielder, at least the most experienced of the players on this field for Roseburg. But that one taking a bounce away from him. Runner at second base with 2 down. A triple and a double here, both to right field in this second inning for Crater. Courtesy runner will check in at second base for the catcher, Lundeen. At the plate, Cameron Painter batting. First time up for him. In the dirt, knocked down behind the plate by Hubbard. 1-0 count. Outside high. Running at second base for Crater is J.B. Qualls. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 offering from Dominic Titone for Painter. And the right fielder still ahead in the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike here with 2 down and a man in scoring position. Crater trying to get on the board for the first time this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt, now a 2-2 count. 7-hitter at the plate for the Comets. A lot of guys missing on the roster, so I don't know if we'll see many changes throughout this game for them. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Painter goes down looking. 3rd strikeout of the game for Titone. And that'll finish things off in the top of the second inning. No runs on 2 hits. There were no Roseburg errors. 1 man left on base for the Comets. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Roseburg leading 12-0 on top of the visiting Crater Comets. Back after this 60-second break here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the second inning, today's ball game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Also brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. And by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg, 0% financing always available. Joey Keyran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field. Day 1 of the high school baseball season for Roseburg and Crater. So far, it is a big early lead for Roseburg. 12-0 after an inning and a half so far. Roseburg will send the 8-9-1 hitters up. Carson Dunn will lead things off. Roseburg starting left fielder. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Roseburg 7 and 8 hitters in that first inning. Striking out against Hunter Chubb, the starting pitcher. That means Carson Dunn was one of those guys that was a strikeout victim against Hunter Chubb, and he's looking to try and get some redemption. Facing the new man on the mound is Cole Eldridge. He came in that first inning. After Chubb had already faced 12 batters, he faced 4 of his own. and gave up a couple of runs with a couple of doubles. Right field proves to be a difficult situation for fielders here so far today. Pitch outside in the dirt, 3 balls, 1 strike. Wind blowing that direction, so really carrying the baseball around, and then dealing with the sun out there, always a difficult proposition as well, as a strike on the outside corner to even it up take it to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Want to send out a hello here in this inning. Do so here in just a second. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The full count pitch to Dunn leading off the second. He fouls it back. Want to say hello to Estelle and Diane Scheich, grandparents of assistant coach Tim Sester, watching at home. We usually see them here at the ballpark. Their presence is missed for sure, and hope that they're doing well on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in the Umpqua Basin. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed by Dunn. That'll be the first strikeout for Eldridge here today. Second strikeout of the game for Dunn. 1 away. Logan Klopfenstein will dig in. Klopfenstein gets underneath the first pitch, out to left field. Trailing back is Schwab, and he's underneath it for the out. Hard hit ball, didn't get the aid of the wind there.
Top of the order now for the Indians, number 14, Austin Takahashi.
So you've got 2 down now. On the fly ball to left field by Klopfenstein. And up next, the top of the order, it is Austin Takahashi who takes a strike. Takahashi, a double to left field over the head of Schwab all the way to the fence. Then walked in his second at-bat of that first inning. 3rd time up in 2 innings. Swing and a miss. First time facing the new pitcher, though, Cole Eldridge. Eldred taking a moment on the mound. We'll dig back in with an 0-2 count here against Takahashi, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. And he'll miss outside on the 0-2 offering. Can't get the hitter to chase. Great to see fans here at the ballpark today. Hopefully they bundled up a bit. It is cool back behind home. As Takahashi gets underneath one out towards right field. Painter struggling with that sun and the wind, but will track this one down for the final out. A 1-2-3 inning for Roseburg in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Through 2 innings of play, it is a 12-0 lead for Roseburg. We'll come back with the top of the third for you here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Batter for Crater in the top of the 3rd inning, the left fielder number 3, Trent Schwab.
Hey, we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field as we continue on with Game 1 of today's doubleheader between Roseburg and Crater. Dominic Titone, the left-handed hitting, well, he does hit left-handed. He's also a left-handed pitcher for Roseburg on the mound, still throwing as he goes into his 3rd inning. He'll face off against Trent Schwab. A 1-1 count for him here to start off this inning. 8-9-1 hitters due up, all for the first time here in the contest against Roseburg for Crater. Line drive shot gets by Gillespie at shortstop. Out to left field for Carson Dunn, getting on him quickly. That outfield will carry those baseballs pretty fast out there. Leadoff single for Trent Schwab out of the 8-hole. That'll be your third hit of the ball game for Crater. And now the 9-hitter, the now pitcher, Cole Eldred, on the mound. First pitch swinging for him, chops it to first. Takes a while to get there. Corbin will take it himself to the bag. Unassisted play for the first baseman. Recording the first out, but up to second base goes Schwab with one down. No chance at a double play turn on that one for Roseburg's infield. $12 to nothing our score here in the top of the third inning. Roseburg baseball hosting Crater today. First pitch to the top of the lineup now. It is Jared Weber batting. He takes high for ball one. Drew a leadoff walk against Tatone, but was caught stealing for the first out of the game. Man out at second is Trent Schwab. Outside for a 2-0 count here for Tatone. A lot going on today for Roseburg sports. Take a look, and a lot going on around the Umpqua Basin here today, too, as Season 3 sports start picking up. As a pitch high for a 3-0 count. Did not look like that pitch missed by much for Weber. Tatone falling behind 3 balls, no strikes, against the leadoff man for the Comets. The 3-0, strike taken, bounces out of the glove for the catcher, Knox Hubbard. Out at second base, Schwab. Crater has had one real good chance to try and get a run across here in this game, but misplayed on the base running as a swing and a miss there for Weber. Back in that second inning, Caleb Randolph, a leadoff triple to right field that got away from Garrett Zimet. The relay throw back into the infield, not really on target to the right guy, but seeing that, Randolph tried to score and was knocked down at home pretty easily. 3-2 pitch is in the dirt. And a second walk of the game here for Jared Weber. He'll head on down to first. Runners at first and second with one away. Top of the third inning. Roseburg baseball today is brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. First pitch outside for Brandon Tibbles. Last time up, he grounded out to first base. Takes the 1-0 count here. No action in either bullpen. Runners at first and second, high for a 2-0 count. Dominic Tatone and Evan Corbin, both playing quarterback for this Roseburg football team this season. Tatone, obviously pitching here. Like to see that, though, that they both showed off some pretty strong arms there during the football season. Ground ball, left side, backhand by the shortstop, and unable to make a play is Gillespie, collecting that ball in shallow left field. That is a single into the gap at short for Tibbles. Loads the bases up for Crater here with just one away. Roseburg will look for that double play ball if they can get it. Haven't had anything that's really been all that much of an option so far. Evan Corbin had a chopper his direction, but took a long time to get through the infield to him. Only option was to make the play at first. And then on that ball to Dawson Gillespie, a short, deep in the hole. His only play would have maybe been back to second, but it would have been a little late. It'll be the 3-hitter Hunter Chubb to bat. He swings and fouls it back to the netting for strike one. Chubb looking to try and get some redemption after a tough outing on the mound for him to lead off the season for Crater. Chubb now playing in center field. 0-1 pitch. That ball fouled behind home. Chasing it, Hubbard will go to the backstop. Quickly to an 0-2 count for Dominic Tatone against Knox Hubbard on this Tuesday afternoon in the Umpqua Basin. Wind still blowing around here at Champion Car Wash Field. The 0-2 count. Outside. Can't get him to chase. Chubb will have a 1-2 count against Dominic Tatone. Chubb struck out against Tatone back in the first inning. The 1-2 is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the third inning, Roseburg leading 12-0 against Crater so far.
How are you?
Good, doing good. Logan's mom stopping by. Met her at the volleyball games earlier for Roseburg. Ground ball to left field will bring in 1. Throw to the plate. A nice rifle by Carson Dunn out in left field, but an RBI single for Hunter Chubb. Drives in Trent Schwab from third, and Crater will wipe out the goose egg. Jared Weber goes to third. Moving up to second was Brandon Tibbles. Base is still loaded with 1 away and a run on the board for the Crater Comets. 12-1 your score. Crater picking up their 3rd hit of this inning. 5 total in the game for him so far. And a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Richie Charles to have a conversation with the battery mate of Hubbard and Tatone. So for Roseburg High School here today, we've got baseball going on, track and field happening over at Finley Field at the high school. Not far from here, off of Stewart Parkway, over at the Umpqua Valley Tennis Center, Roseburg Girls Tennis, they are in action today. Boys Tennis is down in Grants Pass. First pitch of the at-bat now for Caleb Randolph. The DH had a triple back in the 2nd inning, but was cut down trying to take home when he saw a relay throw get away just a bit. Fouls that pitch away for strike 1. Stands in here with the bases loaded and just 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. A chance for Crater to start getting back into this ball game, as there is now action in the bullpen for Roseburg. A right-hander throwing down there. That is Jordan White. The 0-1 to Tone, back up the middle, goes off his foot. He'll throw to first. Got it there just in time to get the out at first base. And the Crater coaches are going to try and appeal on this one. 1 run does come in on the ground out as it stands right now. Coach Charles is going to check on his pitcher, who did take a ground ball off the foot. As it, I believe, as it will stand at the moment. The out is going to count at first for Randolph. And so you've got 2 away. Nice job by Tatone there to stick with that play. He looked at home at first. If it was a right-handed pitcher, maybe you got a chance to make the play at home. A force out there. But as a lefty, he didn't have the great angle to turn that back around to get to the plate. So he goes to first, gets the out there, gets 1. And now at the plate is Damon Kendrick. And that ball in the air to right field. It will be the second baseman, Sebastian Watson, that gets underneath it, as first, second, and right field all colliding there. Well, they didn't collide. They all collapse on that one in shallow right field to make the final out. But a couple of runs do come in for Crater here in the 3rd. They trail 12-2 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Roseburg in front big on Crater here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Headed to the bottom of the third inning, Joey Kiran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field. Sunny day in the Umpqua Basin, and Roseburg leading 12-2 on top of the visiting Crater Comets as we continue things along here in the bottom of the third inning. Today's game is brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. Eldred on the mound, still throwing for Crater after coming on in relief in the first inning, and he gets a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Starting things off here against Sebastian Watson, who made a nice play to finish things out defensively in the top half of the third. Strike in to make it an 0-2 count for Watson, who is 0 for 1 in this game. And he is reached on an error and a walk. And unfortunately, he's down 1-2. He takes a pitch for a 1-2 count. Fouls off the 1-2 offering. Well, actually, that one down the right field line will go foul. Bounces out of the park there. Never know exactly with this wind. I do believe it is blowing everything to where that baseball went. Down in the right field corner. Going from left to right and just carrying out of here. The 1-2 is inside. 2-2 count. Bottom of the third inning, 12-2 your score. It's Watson up to bat. Gillespie on deck. Tatone waiting in the hole. The 2-2 to delivery. Outside for Eldred. And battling his way back in, Sebastian Watson will have a full count. Roseburg putting up 12 runs in the first to take this lead. The 3-2 pitch is fouled off, and Sebastian Watson will stay alive. Roseburg baseball taking on Crater here today. I believe Roseburg softball will be hosting the Comets tomorrow. Yep, they will have them for a doubleheader tomorrow here at Stewart Park. 3-2 pitch, strike three called. Got him looking. And that is strikeout number 2 for Cole Eldred.
Next batter, number 9, Dawson Gillespie.
First of the third inning for Roseburg. One away, Dawson Gillespie batting, nobody on. Fouls back the first pitch for strike 1. Crater visiting tomorrow. They'll play on the same timeline, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock tomorrow here at Stewart Park. Just over the left field fence, you can see the Roseburg softball field. Mentioned all the action going on today. Tennis, track and field, baseball. The 0-1 swung on and fouled away for strike 2 for Gillespie. Dawson Gillespie 1 for 1 in this ball game. Scored twice. He was hit by a pitch in the first. RBI single to right field, also in the first inning. Drove in 2 runs. He's got the 0-2 count here. Out of the windup for Eldred. Just missing with his breaking ball inside. That pitch looked pretty nice. I like that pitch, especially with 0-2 against the hitter. Obviously didn't need to get a strike, but he throws something close to the zone and tough to hit. Like that. The 1-2 this time, the breaking ball, he did not get the bite on that one as it goes behind Gillespie. Dawson Gillespie. Mentioned earlier, the younger brother of Doran Gillespie. Just realizing this, Dawson wearing number 11 during the football season. That was Doran's baseball number. As Gillespie will foul off that one, stays alive on the 2-2. He wears number 9, though, here on the baseball field, does Dawson. Dorn now playing for Jeremiah Robbins and the Umpqua Riverhawks, who will have a home match here on Sunday at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-2 pitch. Outside, the count will go full. Second straight batter to go to a full count against Eldred. Something to keep in mind going forward. We saw a pitcher warming up for Roseburg. That was Jordan White. Pitch counts are going to be something to track throughout the season as well. Ball 4 taken outside for Gillespie. He'll draw a walk, gets on base for a third time in the ball game. We'll be keeping an eye on pitch counts throughout it. Tatone may be getting towards the end of his rope as he goes into a fourth inning of work coming up. Roseburg right now leading 12-2 on top of Crater as we're in the bottom of the third inning. A one-out walk issued to Dawson Gillespie. Dominic Tatone, the pitcher, will stand in, takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1, bouncing it in. Cole Eldridge with his breaking ball on that one. Tatone had a double to right field his last time up. That came back in the first inning, his second at-bat of the game. He was also hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in that first inning. Swings on an inside pitch and misses. Tatone has scored twice. In fact, the first 5 hitters in the lineup have all scored 2 runs in that first inning. 1-1 offering from Eldred outside. Out at first base, got a little bit loose with his footing, but back into the bag goes Gillespie. Saw that pitch trailing outside, thought about trying to take off, put the brakes on late, but lost his footing, had to dive back into the bag at first. The throw would not have really been all that close, though. 2-1 pitch, fouled down that first base line. Trickles there past Damon Kendrick out at first base. Two balls, 2 strikes. We've got game 2 coming up at approximately 5 o'clock here on the broadcast schedule. For all of those watching online, we'll start a new broadcast for that, so you'll want to refresh or go back to our YouTube channel. Strike 3 taken by Tatone. Off speed, froze him. He watched that one go by. Third strikeout of the game for Cole Eldred. 2 down with the man at first, and Roseburg's batters, they have cooled off since the first inning. It's Knox Hubbard coming up to bat. He is 1 for 1 in the game with a double, a walk, and he has scored 2 runs, has an RBI in there as well. First pitch, swing and a miss, a big cut out of Roseburg's 5-hitter. Roseburg without a hit since the first inning. Collected all 5 then. Since then, Cole Eldridge has done nice. Eldred, not Dridge, Eldred. He gets a strike across, watching it go by. Knox Hubbard. Oh, 2 pitch. Eldred trying to get out of the third inning. And he takes, misses outside with that breaking ball. Taking was Hubbard. Hubbard had a ball that dropped in no man's land in right field. And Roseburg in that first inning being very aggressive with their base running. Especially they ended up with 2 outs there, and they just continued to take 2 bases on any ball hit in the air, and they kept falling in. The 1-2, Hubbard takes high. Roseburg's new catcher this year. Kind of interesting to see somebody else back behind the plate. It has been Spencer Six for as long as I can remember. Well, not as long. There was a season in there. Terrell Jacks. It was Terrell Jacks back behind the plate. 2-2 outside. But we were definitely, that is the biggest thing that, the unfortunate thing in all of this, and there's a lot of unfortunate things that came out of the pandemic and whatnot, but one of those was not getting to see a lot of seniors play during that spring season, and this Roseburg baseball team was loaded with a lot of seniors in 2020. Runner going on the 3-2 pitch with 2 away, and the ball fouled back, so we'll redo it for Knox Hubbard. Large senior class, 10 seniors if I'm remembering correctly. It's been so long since I wrote a senior recap story about the Roseburg baseball team a year ago. In fact, we're probably closing in on almost a year since I wrote that article. But I believe it was 10 seniors a year ago. So many of them had played on the team for many years, since a lot of them were sophomores, some of them playing their freshman year as well. And just unfortunate we didn't get to see the culmination of their careers at Roseburg. Runner going again. Pitch goes to the backstop. That'll be ball 4. Out at second base, Gillespie takes a big turn, but he will hold at second. So Knox Hubbard, left-handed batting catcher, takes the walk, heads down to first, and now gets a courtesy runner for him.
The batter, number 8, Garrett Zimet.
Now Garrett Zimet will bat. Coming in to run is Garrett Schultz, the junior, at first base for the catcher. Out at second base, you've got Dawson Gillespie. 2 down in the first pitch, a strike for Garrett Zimet. Shadows starting to stretch out from behind home and down the third base line out onto the infield, but not out there too much yet. Ground ball by Zimet goes to third, and a tag applied by Ryan Hill will finish things off as he tags out Dawson Gillespie. That's your final out. Fielder's choice for Zimet. And Roseburg unable to bring in any more runs here in the third inning. No runs on no hits. There were no errors for Crater, and 2 men left on base for Roseburg. Through 3 innings of play, it's still 12-2. Roseburg in front as we go to the top of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome back here to Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready to go. In the top of the 4th inning, on the mound it is Dominic Tatone out there still pitching. He'll face Quay Lundeen. Tatone's 0-1 pitch called for strike 2. An 0-2 count to lead things off. Check swing. Yes, he went around. Pitch in the dirt. Hubbard came up with it. He'll throw down to first and get him. Quay Lundeen will go down. That is strikeout victim number 4 for Dominic Tatone. 1 away. Cameron Painter will step in.
Next batter, number 15, Cameron Painter.
Painter striking out, looking back in the second. First pitch, a swing and a miss now for Painter. Another strike in for an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch missing for a 1-2 count. Painter, the 7-hitter in the lineup. Takes high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 459-1545. 2-2 swung on and into the glove. Couldn't tell if that one got tipped or if it was swung on and missed, but either way, it's strike three. And Painter will go down, strikeout for a second time. That is the fifth strikeout for Titone. 2 away. And Trent Schwab will bat. Nobody on here in the fourth. Strike taken on the first pitch as Titone wasting no time against the batters here in the fourth inning. And another pitch in for a strike makes it an 0-2 count. Really wheeling and dealing here. The 0-2 count and delivery. Ground ball right side. It's Sebastian Watson charging. Will field. Throws to Corbin for the putout. 4-3. A 1-2-3 frame for Crater. As Roseburg's defense and pitching comes up big in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 12-2 your score heading to the bottom of the fourth here on 541radio.com and on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Coming back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Roseburg leading 12-2. Your totals so far as we take a look at your scoreboard.
The bottom of the fourth inning for Roseburg.
2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors for Crater. Roseburg, 12 runs on 5 hits, no errors so far in this ball game. Roseburg will come up with their 7, 8, 9 hitters. Corbin, Dunn, and Klopfenstein standing in. First pitch for Cole Eldred, still throwing for Crater. Misses low and inside for ball 1 against Evan Corbin. Corbin 0 for 2 in this ball game. Made the first and third out of the first inning. Swings and fouls off a pitch for strike 1. A ball and a strike against Roseburg's first baseman. Top of the fifth inning, 12-2. Roseburg, not top of the fifth, top of the fourth. Make it bottom of the fourth. I think my scoreboard messing up on me there. Apologies. Try and correct that there. Bottom of the fourth. Pitch high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike now for Evan Corbin. Strikeout and a fly ball out to right field. Corbin, just a sophomore this year at Roseburg High School. Swings, hard hit ball down the third base line off the foot of Ryan Hill into foul territory behind the Roseburg's bullpen mound, and into second base will go Corbin. Get in standing up out at second, and this is one of those golden moments during a game where I'm curious what they would call on that play down in the Roseburg dugout, judging whether or not that was a hit or an error for Evan Corbin. The first pitch now for Carson Dunn misses, ball 1. They do put Corbin on. Well, this already has 7 errors for Crater and 1 error for Roseburg on the scorekeeping by the Roseburg dugout as a pitch gets away to the backstop. It'll be a 2-0 count for Carson Dunn, and up to third base goes Evan Corbin. Scoreboard here at Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, calling that last one an error, and I was thinking the same thing, so we'll all agree. Ball in the air for Dunn, out towards right field. Tricky out there, charging in, going out. That ball lands in fair territory. It'll be picked up as a ball comes all the way across to third base. Scoring is Corbin. Into second base will go Dunn. He is a quickster. He'll pick up a double on that ball. Just landed inside the right field foul line. A run comes in on the base hit. A man at second for Dunn, or for Roseburg. That is Dunn. And so now Roseburg leading 13-2 as the 9-hitter Klopfenstein will stand in. That was the second baseman, Brandon Tibbles, that got to that ball first as it bounced high off the turf into foul territory. Had to chase it down. First pitch in the dirt, ball one for Klopfenstein. In the dirt, got away from Quay Lundeen, and that moves up Carson Dunn to third base. Roseburg back in front by 11 after leading by as many as 12 in this ball game. First pitch, make it a strike, first strike of the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball off the end of the bat there. Forced it down the first base side. Fielding and stepping on the bag is Kindreich. One out. Kindreich doing a great job there, fielding, keeping an eye on third base, where Carson Dunn stayed on the bag. And then he ran and touched and then turned back and made sure he kept that runner held at third. First pitch in for a strike against Austin Takahashi, who is 1 for 2 in this game. Takahashi, a double and a walk in the first, flew out to right in the second. 1-1 count, things even up. Wind blowing pretty good here today at Champion Car Wash Field. In the dirt, making me think that, I had planned on putting on pants before I came to the ball field, but ran out of time in my preparations for today, and so wearing shorts on a nice, beautiful, sunny day feels good if you're out in the sunshine. When you're back in the shade, it's a little breezy. Ball in the dirt, bounces away, but down the third base line. Lundeen tracking it. Dunn not going anywhere at third base on that pitch. Top of the order here for Roseburg. The 3-1 is foul tipped. Bounces off the glove of Lundeen. Strike 2 will bring us to a full count for Takahashi. Game 1 of our doubleheader here. 13-2, Roseburg in front as we're in the top of the 4th inning. Closing in on a 5-inning victory. Ground ball, 1 hopper to second. Tibbles will field and throws to first. It's an RBI ground out for Takahashi. 4-3 the put out, 2 down. Scoring is done. Base is empty. Another run in. 14-2. Roseburg in front. 2 down. The 2-hitter Sebastian Watson will dig in. Watson's 4th trip to the plate, still seeking his first hit of the season. Breaking ball misses on the inside corner. Struck out looking last time up against Cole Eldred, who has done a pretty decent job. Eldred has only allowed 3 hits in this game so far. Taking over in the first, he's pitched to 3 innings total right now, looking to make it 3 1/3 with 1 more out. He's got a 2-0 count against Sebastian Watson. Strike hits at the knees on the inside corner. Two-one delivery, and that will get him. Couldn't tell if that bounced off of the hitter or off of the catcher's glove. Watson not making huge efforts to get out of the way, but nonetheless he wasn't pulling a Michael Conforto and leaning in on that pitch, to say that. Bottom of the fourth inning. 1 on, 2 down. Third time on base for Watson. Eldred delivers that one right over the heart of the plate for a strike. A little breaking action to that pitch away from the right-handed hitter Dawson Gillespie. Coming up after Roseburg baseball tonight here on The Score, stick around for Blazers basketball. As a ball ripped into left field for Gillespie, that'll be a single. Up to second base goes Watson. Second hit of the game for Dawson Gillespie. Two on, 2 down. Bottom of the fourth for Roseburg. Tonight the Portland Trailblazers take on the Boston Celtics. Boston coming in on a 3-game winning streak. The Blazers having some issues trying to beat some of the better teams in the NBA this season. Pitch outside. One-0 count here for the left-handed hitting Dominic Titone. Maybe reaching the end of his time on the mound for Roseburg. The 1-0 pitch, Titone fouls it away. Dominic so far is 1 for 2 in this game, a double and a strikeout. Also been hit by a pitch. Titone was the first batter to face off against Cole Eldred. Hit that double in the first inning, driving in a couple. The 1-1. Breaking ball cuts into the hitter for a called strike. 2 away for Eldred and the Crater Comets here. Trying to get out of the bottom of the fourth inning. Right now they've given up 2 more runs. Roseburg leading 14-2. Roseburg 3 outs away from getting a 5-inning victory against Crater to start the season. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 will wrap it up. We head to the top of the 5th. Roseburg needs 3 outs to get through this first game of our doubleheader today. We'll come back and get you to the 5th inning right here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
General Contractors, formerly known as Ari Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
Get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil. Get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, where Roseburg will go to the bullpen. They make a call to the pen, and it'll be a new man on the mound, a right-hander, Jordan White taking over. Be Jordan White on the mound. Dominic Titone exits the game after 4 innings of work. He'll go to first base for Evan Corbin. We will take a look at all the substitutions in a moment here. First pitch from the new man. Jordan White is inside for ball 1 as he faces the 9-hitter Cole Eldred. Breaking ball will hit the inside corner to make it a 1-1 count. Fast worker on the mound, it looks like, for Jordan White. A sophomore. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. Cole Eldridge, a 1-2 count against him. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. The 9-hitter in the lineup for Crater. Outside for ball 2. Evens things up at 2-2. Dominic Titone will pitch 4 innings. Gives up just 2 runs on 5 hits. It's a ground ball towards second. Watson will set and fire over to Titone for out number 1. 4-3 the putout. And back to the top of the lineup for Crater. Jared Weber with bat. He has drawn a walk in his first 2 at-bats of the season. Been on base twice. Looking to keep that going here as he faces the new man. Jordan White, first pitch misses. Falls behind 1-0 again. 5 hits for Titone. Putting together his final book here. He allowed 2 walks. Wound up with 5 strikeouts on the day. So 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts for Dominic Titone in his first start of the season, in line to get a win. And on the mound, Jordan White taking over. He falls behind 3 balls, no strikes against the leadoff man, Jared Weber, who's on the verge of his 3rd walk of the game. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. Doesn't let him off the hook easy. Three-one high and inside, brushing him off the plate. That will be a 5-pitch walk. And Jared Weber at the top of the lineup has been a tough out. Roseburg has not been able to get that guy. He's been on base all 3 times with a walk.
Next batter, number 24, Brandon Tibbles.
1 out, 1 on. The 2-hitter, Brandon Tibbles, will bat, left-hander. Second baseman is 1 for 2 on the day. Takes outside for ball 1. Jordan White, getting into one of the sophomores. You've got 3 sophomores on the roster for Roseburg. Evan Corbin, Jordan White, Austin Takahashi. All 3 sophomores getting into today's ball game. A swing and a miss for strike 1. That might point to some big things coming for Roseburg baseball down the line. Plus a whole lot of juniors going to be back for next year as well out of this roster. 2 balls and a strike. Going to be getting a lot of great experience this year as they make their way through. Two-one count here in the top of the 5th inning. Roseburg needing 2 more outs to wrap up a mercy rule victory here. As a strike on the inside corner will even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Tibbles. Leading 14-2. Roseburg with the edge after a 12-run first inning. Ground ball towards short, could be it. Flipped by Gillespie. The throw to first, high, stays on the bag, double play, 6-4-3. Gillespie to Watson to Titone. That'll wrap things up here in the 5th inning, I do believe. Yes, I think that should do it. 10-run victory. Just wanted to double check. I've made that call before, and then they decide to keep on playing, but it looks like that'll wrap things up. Final score in Game 1 of our doubleheader, looking at 14-2. Finishing it out with a beautiful double play, 4-6-3. Roseburg cuts them down, make it 6-4-3 for your double play. And that'll wrap things up. We'll come back and take a look at your final numbers from this one. We've got a little bit of time to kill. Got about 20 minutes until Game 2 of our doubleheader is scheduled to get underway. We'll come back with your post-game show. Roseburg winning today against Crater in Game 1. Final score 14-2. Back with all the numbers after this here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome back, everybody, to Champion Car Wash Field, where our Game 1 final is 14-2. Roseburg baseball on top of Crater, as the Roseburg Indians will go to 1-0 on the year as we get things started in 2021. Joey Keyran here with you. Today's game's been streaming live online at 541radio.com thanks to sponsorship from Renco General Contractors. They specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. Well, coming up here in the postgame show, we'll take a look at all the numbers, and we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be. So stick around here as we continue right along. Want to say thanks to our sponsors, Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, open and accepting new patients. Give them a call at 541-378-6694. Joey Keyran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field. 14-2 your final score. Looking at the numbers, Crater 2 runs on 5 hits. They committed 4 errors in the contest. Roseburg 14 runs on 7 hits. No errors in the contest. Roseburg leaving 5 men stranded on base. Crater allowing 3 guys to get on but not come around to score. Scoring in this contest, Roseburg put up 12 in the first inning. Batted around, they sent a total of 15 hitters to the plate in the first inning. They didn't score again until the 4th, though. Crater got 2 back in the top of the 3rd inning against Roseburg starter Dominic Tatone. And then in the bottom of the 4th, Roseburg would add 2 more runs back on the board to pull off the 12-run victory in 5 innings. So a short one here to start, although that long first inning definitely stretching out our game time here for the first one. We'll have our second game coming up in just about 15 minutes from now, so stick around for that. We'll have it coming up for you here in just a little bit. And we will come back after another quick 2-minute break when we will look at your individual numbers and we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Joey Keyran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field, bringing you Roseburg baseball today. It's streaming live online at 541radio.com thanks to Renco General Contractors, and it's right here on the radio on 1490 The Score.
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready to go for Game 2, but wrapping things up in Game 1 with our post-game show. When really somebody left the win button pressed as we got ready for today's game. It's been a breezy one here in the Umpqua Basin today, and Roseburg coming out with plenty of gusto. They win 14-2 in our opening game of today's doubleheader against Crater. Roseburg Baseball has been brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Well, taking a look at the numbers here today for the visiting Crater Comets, not a lot of hits to go around, just 5 total in this ball game. 3 walks at the top of the lineup for Jared Weber. A nice day getting on base for him, patient at the plate. Brandon Tibbles did finish with a hit, going 1 for 3 on the day. Hunter Chubb had a single. He goes 1 for 2. Caleb Randolph had a triple in the game, but was cut down as he tried to score on the throw back into the infield. So he goes 1 for 2 with that triple. Did drive in a run as well. And then also you've got Quay Lundeen had a double in the ball game. Goes 1 for 2. Trent Schwab in the 8-hole goes 1 for 2. And those are your hits in the game for Crater. On the other side for Roseburg, 7 hits in the ball game. 1 for 3 for Austin Takahashi at the 7 hits in the ball game. 1 for 3 for Austin Takahashi at the top of the lineup with a double to start off the game. Sebastian Watson went 0 for 2 but scores twice, getting on with a walk and a hit by pitch. Dawson Gillespie goes 2 for 2 in the game with 2 runs scored. He had a pair of singles, and I believe he picks up a couple of RBIs. Dominic Tatone 1 for 3, scoring twice, had a double in there. Knox Hubbard goes 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Garrett Zyment 0 for 2 with a run scored. 0 for 3 for Evan Corbin with a run scored. 1 for 3 for Carson Dunn with a run scored. And 1 for 3 for Logan Klopfenstein. Not sure how I mixed those two names together. 1 for 3 for Klopfenstein, and he scores a run in there as well. Had a double in his first at-bat. Everybody in the lineup scores for the Roseburg here today. Pitching, victory will go to Dominic Tatone. Tatone pitching for Roseburg goes 4 innings. Allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Taking the loss is going to be Hunter Chubb. 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 10 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And that is your final line on today's ball game for Roseburg and Crater. Game 1 of a doubleheader. We'll have Game 2 coming up in just a little bit. It's time now here in the post-game show to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Dominic Tatone. He goes 1 for 3 at the plate with a double, driving in a couple of runs, scored twice, but he also had a pretty stellar day on the mound. He walked the first batter he saw, but settled on in. Faced 1 over the minimum through 2. Didn't give up a run until the 3rd inning. Limited to only 2 runs in that inning. Strikes out 5, not a bad starting for the lefty Dominic Titone. He is your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for Roseburg. And congratulations. Our players of the game get a gift certificate to Mountain Mike's Pizza. They're off of Harvard by Roseburg High School. And it'll be Dominic Titone, our player of the game for the first game of today's season. All right, we got some time to kill here in between games. I believe they're going to get going here in just a little bit for Game 2 of our doubleheader. For those of you that might be watching online, we will go ahead and finish out Game 1's broadcast, and we'll have Game 2. We'll have Game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. And we will get ready for the second one with a look at our pregame stuff here coming up for Roseburg. We'll take an extended break here for those listening on radio. If you're watching online, we will end this broadcast and start a new one. So if you're watching at 541radio.com, refresh your page here in just a couple of minutes. We'll have your second game getting started. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can go back to our YouTube channel and find the broadcast that we've created for the second game of our doubleheader. So there we go. We'll reset all the everything, and we'll get ready to go for our second game of the doubleheader. See if Roseburg can come away with a sweep against Crater, or if the Comets can fight their way back and take 1 out of 2 on the road against Roseburg here today. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for our season opener, Roseburg and Crater, squaring off here from Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. Back after a couple-minute break here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.